Alright, welcome back to I Draw Iconic Rats. Today, we're going to be drawing a little bit of a favorite of mine. And his name is Floppo. And the reason his name is Floppo is because he's a
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
fat bastard that is so clumsy and fat, he flops over. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun and interesting? I love him. I mean, I love all my rats, but he's just a special one because he gets a little oh, fuck eyes, you know what I mean? Like, oh no, I fell over. But, give us some news. Never. And then, draw the arm, kind of like that. Draw his little claws. Like, oh my god. I can't believe I totally fell over. Let me redo that. Yeah. Yeah. I really love him. Alright. Yep. So today, while I draw this, iconically fat rat, I will tell you about a video that I've seen that kills me every time I see it. So, if you are aware of the channel Super Mega, the Super Mega Boys have been in almost everything and have been almost everybody's editor at one point before they decided to really just branch off and do their own thing. A few years ago, they released a video called Fortune Cookie, and I
Kiss your dad in the mouth?
love that video, and I'll tell you why. So, with the Fortune Cookie video, starring it starts Matt Ryan and Hunter Hancock. If anyone knows who that is or doesn't, it is Meat Cannon or Papa Meat for whatever one you prefer to watch. I personally love both of them. I'm a huge fan of him as well, but I'll talk about him in another video. And with that, they're like sitting down at a weirdly elaborate dinner, eating Chinese food. And it's just like, okay. First of all, there's candles everywhere. There's candles everywhere. And it's like, okay, first of all, really weird amount of candles for just a couple of fellas eating Chinese food. And then it's Matt's character in the middle. He plays the youngest because of how tall and lanky he is, and he could just pull it off perfectly. By the way, he can pull it off perfectly because of how incredibly lanky he is. You know, because he is malnourished. At the time he was anyway. He has gotten a lot better. He's gotten his life together with that, and he it's like an uncomfortable silence at the dinner before he talks, and he's like, "Oh, so I was thinking, after we finish eating, maybe we can open up I think it's like the Captain Phillips box set or something. It's like maybe we could watch that, on the commentary edition, and then Matt's character who plays his older cousin in this, or not Matt, Ryan. I apologize. He plays the older cousin in this, just shoots him down immediately, and Matt's character is immediately uncomfortable, oh yeah, no, yeah, totally, we don't have to do that. It's and then they were like, oh, how about we get to our fortune cookies? And they were like, okay, yeah, whatever, sure. Hunter, Papa Meat, opens his first, and then he says, soon a visitor shall delight you. And then he looks at Ryan's character, and they sure look like, yo, what the, yeah, it's going down. And then Matt's like, ooh, cryptic. And he's like, read yours next. And then he reads it, and he's like, something about like a world's a great pleasure is closer than you could think, or something like that. And then he was like, ooh, cryptic, cryptic. Okay, me next. And he, he opens it up and it just says a close family friend is gonna molest you. And he's immediately off put, which reasonably so, because like what the fuck kind of fortune cookie is that? And then he like just like kind of pans and looks over at the family friend eating dinner with them. And the family friend deadass just goes, what's it say, champ? It's like, bro, what? And then he's like, oh, it's blank. And then he's like, it looks like it has some numbers on the back. He's like, oh yeah, they must have messed it up over in China. But yeah, sometimes they'll put the numbers on the back and stuff. But yeah, no, it doesn't have anything. He's like, I'll go again if you guys don't mind. And then they don't say anything. And then he picks up another fortune. This time, it's like, your older cousin is in on it. And then he looks over at his older cousin, and like, with almost with a serial killer like glance, is like, and like, as in like, hurry up, what does it say? And then he's like, oh, you know what? This Chinese food is going through me. I think I'm gonna use a little boy's roof. That's alright. So he does that. And then like Hunter's character and Matt's character have like an argument about how they've basically been wanting to do this since forever. And and then like he gets into the bathroom. Matt's having a panic attack. He looks over to the toilet and notices another fortune. And when he goes to grab it, instead of grabbing the fortune, he grabs the piece of shit in the toilet, completely missing the cookie, and then like shakes it off and then grabs it. And it's like, bro, how the fuck did you miss the fucking cookie? It's right there. First, and who's not flushing the fucking toilet? You know what I mean? All these factors. So he picks it up, and then it says, don't breathe. And it's like, what the f? So he's having a panic attack. He's got another cookie that literally says, don't breathe. And then like, the family friend comes up to the door and he's knocking on he's knocking on the bathroom door and he's like, hey baby, are you in there? You in there, sweetie? Come out, we just want to like talk to you. And like they're rattling the door aggressively, making Matt's character freak out more. And then like he looks back. He looks back at the fortune cookie and it says, should have ordered barbecue. all that for barbecue sauce. And then like he's like backed against the wall, and then they break open the door, and I'm pretty sure they rape out its which is kind of crazy. And then it cuts to like almost like a commercial where it's like, oh yeah, this barbecue sauce, put it on anything, your chicken, your ribs, even your own cousin, your younger cousin. God damn. And that's how the video ends. 3-minute long video. Three and some change, I believe. Three and some change long video. Just gold. Just gold in perfection. And I'll tell you why. I don't know how Ryan nailed looking like an unfeeling serial killer, but he nailed it. Like 100% nailed it. It's just like he looked like he didn't give a shit. It was like, you know what? That's actually kind of impressive. You know, like it just goes to show you how like truly talented the Funny Brothers are. I've been a fan for years. The first time I even discovered them was through tried and true, through Game Grumps. I'm a big fan of Game Grumps. I've been a fan for years. But like I discovered them during their Breath of the Wild's playthrough, where they were talking about the Syndigo skit Blonde Boys. Blonde Boys is one of my favorite songs to sing. It was my favorite when I was younger, to the point where like my friends at the time were getting sick of me. They like hated that song because I would replay it so much. And I'm just like, and maybe there were certain times where I was being quite facetious with it. where I was like, "Oh, come on, guys, it's not that bad." And then like they would basically yell at me, and I would just kind of get I would get a rise out of them, and it was just like, they're mad. You know what I mean? Like I was just being a little facetious shit, but I was just like, hmm. I've grown to like not antagonize so much about it. I'm just like, yeah, I know. It's every once in a while, if like I'm in the car with my buddy or so, I would request the song, but I would be like, I only want to hear it once. I mean, of course I would love to hear it more than once because it's like a truly funny song. But like, I don't want to annoy anybody. Not anymore. Not like that. I have other ways to annoy people that is pretty effective because I'm a mess, which is awesome. Not being a mess, I meant like the way I annoy my friends, and they annoy me back. So it's all that. It's like give and take. Everybody's doing something to annoy the other. I'm thinking of making I'll say, because I know we just got off the topic, a super mega, but I'm thinking I would like to explain their genius one more time, because like when it comes to their live sketch comedy, like their live action bits, they just like crush it. Love Super Mega Man. They are funny. They are truly the funny brothers. I very much enjoy watching their content. I also like their I've like there's this one video that they did. It was like I think boys hike up a mountain or something like that. That when I rewatched it, I realized they edited it, and it made me sad because I'm like, oh, why the hell would they do that? There's a part in the video where they're like climbing up and this is when Ryan was larger, like he was like fatter or whatever, and then like it was a pretty steep, and Matt was filming him, and he's like, you need to get a running start, and he's like, I can't run, I'm in flip-flops, and then he falls down, and it cuts to black and white, and it says escaped from McDonald's. I thought that was fucking hilarious. I was like, oh my god. And then Matt ran up. I believe he took his shirt off first. And then it said, escape from Auschwitz, like in the black and white grainy thing. But they edited that out, I think, because YouTube had a bit of a bitch fit about it. You're kind of uptight about weird stuff like that. I would have seen it as a learning opportunity if a kid saw that, you know what I mean? Because they would, like, whether they knew it or not, they'd, okay, so in the case if they didn't know it, they'd be like, well, what's Auschwitz? Then they would look it up, or they would ask an adult, and then they would talk about it, and I felt like that would have been a learning experience. And I thought that would have been pretty cool, that learning experience. But no, they just like kind of see the negative in everything, which is kind of shitty. Like sometimes it's not that deep. It's just a joke. And then we're like, oh, well, you shouldn't joke about that. And it's like, yeah, but if you can't joke about that, what can you joke about? You know what I mean? You might as well just. Well, I'm not gonna say that. That's fucked up, but I don't know. If you can't joke about stuff, then what's the point? You gotta be able to laugh. You gotta laugh at stuff. If you're like uptight about a lot of shit, then you're gonna be miserable. That sucks. Nobody wants to be miserable. Being miserable blows. Sucks. That's why I try to go at stuff with a happy attitude. Like, I try to. Anyway, it's hard sometimes, things be making you angry as hell, and it's like, okay, you're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. Speaking of pissed off, I get pissed off pretty easily, which not really something I'm proud of at all. So, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not happy that I can do it. Like, yeah, I'm like the fucking Hulk. No, that's not what I meant. I meant, like, there was this case that happened pretty recently. If you know, you know. I've almost told everyone this. Uh, and there was a coworker at work. I had recently just gotten a new car, and I brought it in the first day of the week. I was being a bit of a show pony. Like I wanted to show people I was doing well, like getting my shit together and stuff like that. And for once, I wanted to drive my friend to work because we carpool and stuff. And I always feel bad because she's so tired all the time. And so, we do that. We go through the day. We sit in the car each break. We're just enjoying each other's company. It's truly wonderful. Truly wonderful. I very much enjoy her company. Well, it's near the end of the day. I'm waiting for my friend to come out. She has to finish, she has to wrap up some stuff on her end. I was able to clock out earlier, so I was waiting in the car. To cool it up so when we got in there, it'd be AC and she could chill out. I was, BSing with some coworkers. We were all just kind of bitching about our day. Yeah, as coworkers do. Everybody bitches about their day. Well, there's a coworker that when my friend drives, comes out, she's like on the phone and stuff. So I'm assuming she has got her ride settled because normally my buddy gives her a ride. Yeah, she gives her a ride. So I was like, whatever. She has that handled. And then my buddy comes out. I was like, hey, you ready to go get some coffee and the whip? And very excited to go hang out with her, because we talked about this. And she's like, I am so excited to not have to drive and hang out with you. And I was like, that's what's up, dude. Let's go enjoy the rest of our day. So she gets in the car, and then all of a sudden, a coworker that she normally gives a ride comes up and she says, oh, is this your car? I said, yes, this is my car. And she's like, oh, I was wondering, can you give me a ride? And I just stared at her. And I'm just like, sure, I could give you a ride. Because I'm like, what the fuck ever, I'm like, why the fuck didn't she ask me the 5 minutes I was out there for? You know what I mean? Because I was out there for 5 minutes already. You saw me in the car, you went by, we made eye contact. I wasn't gonna willingly usher her over. I saw her on her phone, so I assumed she had a lift. So I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, whatever. And, give me a second. I'm gonna list some water. And then she comes over and she's like, can you give me a ride? I'm like, sure, get in. And on the way home, I'm talking to my friend. This, since I am not crazy about the woman in the seat, in the back seat. So I'm talking to my friend, and I'm just like, talking about how the brakes are new and stuff, because it is a newer model car. I've never owned a brand new car. I'm pretty sure I never will, especially in this economy. But I was just talking to her about I was just like, I just got to get used to the brakes and stuff. So I'm still not used to it, and I was just like, I need all the practice I can get because I'm trying to take my driver's test or whatever. And yeah, Miss decided to pipe up in the back seat. She says, now keep in mind, she also doesn't have her license. So I was like, okay. So she says, yeah, with a brand new car, you need to take it real easy and take it slow. And I'm just like, I didn't even say anything. The only thing I thought was the audacity of this bitch. Not only did I reluctantly give you a ride, because let's be honest, I didn't want to give her a ride. She's like the bane of my existence. She's very annoying. To me. I'm sure she's a sweetheart to others. To me, she's fucking annoying. And I just didn't say anything, because I'm just like, first of all, how motherfucking dare you? This is my car. You're not gonna come into my car and give me driving driving advice, when one, you don't even have your license, and two, I've seen you crash into 2 trees in the same parking lot. So shut the fuck up. And my buddy, because she's my number one, she always sits in the passenger seat. No one else takes that spot. That's hers. She saw me white knuckle the steering wheel. And then just quietly goes, yeah. Yep. Sure. Just so awkwardly. And it's like, oh, what are you fucking at? Oh, I was so happy to drop her off. It's like, she's not welcome in my car anymore. I just that's the arrangement between my friend and her, not me. I did something to the kindness of my heart to be nice. And then you decided to give me driving advice. And it's like, you annoyed the piss out of me. I don't want to hear shit you have to say. fucking annoying. It's just like, people tell me she's book smart. I was like, okay, cool, good for her. This girl has no sense of common sense at all. She has no common sense at all, and it's like, Jesus Christ, it's like it's hard to watch sometimes because it's like, come on, man, you should have known that. You know what I mean? It's too late. You should have known that, and then it's just like, I used to. When I first started that job, I tried to befriend her and, like, just, you know, I wouldn't say befriend her, but polite. You know, try to be polite, you know, because, like, she was introduced to us and she seemed like a sweetheart. She seemed like a sweetheart. And there we go. There's a rat. There's a rat. There's a rat. He's a little clumsy and he fell down. Thank you all for watching. If you, stuck with me this whole time, that's awesome. If you have any requests or any kinds of rats or just any drawings you would think would be interesting, hit me up in the comments and I'll be glad to do it in the next video. Thank you. Have a good night.